just like to know.
Welcome to Avatar The Last Podcasters. That's my friend Chris Ford experimenting with what I can and can't hear over a Discord call. And my name is Shawn Shaler. Today we are going to live react to the Avatar The Last Airbender Netflix live action trailer. It's Netflix Geeked Week is throughout this week, and today in particular they launched a trailer. I believe it's almost a 2 minute trailer, and neither of us has watched it. Although I will admit we have watched the first 3 seconds like 8 times, trying to get all of our screens good. So I know the first 3 seconds very well, and
Ding!
that's I got that part.
I'm.
Time. Yes, I saw time. Read the subtitle. It's a good. It's listen. That first 3 seconds hooks me in. Can't wait to watch the rest of it. But Chris, we will watch the
the
rest of it.
other the other 100 and oh my gosh, 100 and I don't know, 15
17
seconds.
seconds or whatever. Yeah, I don't actually know how long it is. Oh, I can see it's a minute 52 is what it says. It's
I don't know,
not
but
even a
I
minute.
wanted to say in seconds to sound more
Okay,
grander.
so 60 plus 52 minus 3 is 60 plus, so 109 seconds. Yeah, that sounds right. Um, we'll watch it, we'll react, we will give real quick highlights and thoughts, and then we're gonna save a bigger breakdown for next week, where we'll overthink way too much everything that we saw today. We'll just give kind of our gut reactions. But before we dive into that, Chris, how are you? How you been? What have you been up to? Did you hear that there's a Legend of Zelda live action movie in production?
Yeah. Yeah, lots of stuff
Do we
happening
care?
recently.
I think we care, but do we
Uh,
care?
I care a lot, and you know what? This is actually a really good. I won't say segue, but good conversation piece to go along with this. I really love that it's going to be a film. It's going to be live action. Because to me, part of the point of doing an adaptation is that you have a way to consume the story in a different media and in a different way, and even in a different time scope. Because like right now, if I want to get my Avatar fix, I have to watch the whole series, which is a time crunch type of deal. I don't get to have a quick Avatar fix. At least Avatar Last Airbender fits. But Legend of Korra, I can get every now and then. But man, I'm just in the Legend of Korra mood. I want to get a quick fix. I'll probably go and watch the beginnings, part one and two, and that gives me a good little quick Avatar fix. A film would have done that. I would have preferred a film over a series. 'Cause I think movies are. I just love film and love movies. But that would have provided me the chance to have like, oh, I want to get my Avatar fix. Let me sit down and have it if it's a good film. Because I don't get my fix from the M Night crap. Even though I feel like I've become a weird avid defender of it, even though I think it's garbage.
But
Like, but
you defend, and you've done it here on the show, and I think it's great, even when we disagree. But like you're defending that they tried to do something a little different. They didn't try to ruin it necessarily. They weren't trying to ruin it, but they did something different with it.
people clicked off of this video right when I said that I
But he's not defending it.
that
And M Night Crapalon that's a bad movie. We're not defending it. But when like if you're gonna do an adaptation, make it worth your while. Make it a different way to consume that piece of media. Zelda's a great example because you can sit down and play the game for probably a minimum to consume the story. I'm going to say a minimum for a normal person of 20 hours, or
yes,
maybe you can watch 150 minutes of movie or whatever it's going to turn out to be.
yeah,
So, yeah, I think and Zelda's perfect for it because the Zelda universe, like, people force the timeline together, Nintendo forces the timeline together, but like, come on, Zelda's the legend. Every Legend of Zelda game is essentially a completely different scope, and not every single one. There's obviously ones that are tied together, but
mm,
it's a perfect franchise to be able to break off a piece and do what they want to tell the story that they want in that
yeah,
universe.
yeah.
Um,
And as talking about me wanting this to be a film, so I have spent for those who are new here, could be some new here. If you're new here, welcome. Thank you for coming. I doubt there really is that many new people here, but actually, you know what? Special shout out to people who always come here. You guys are MVP. Thank you all 10 of you. I really do appreciate it.
We
Anyway,
do, man. You you make yourself listen to us all the time, and there's that's very respectable in our biased eyes.
but my point is, those who know, I've said this before. Like I have been thinking of so many. The every not a day goes by since the Ant-Man movie came out that I don't really think about how to redo Avatar: Last Airbender in live action. And when I'm thinking about it, I was specifically thinking about how to do a movie. Like, granted, there might be things that you can't add in stuff, but that's the point of the movie. You know, so you can be a little more grander, can touch on a few other things. So I've given a lot of thought on how to do this in the live action version, and I've been so excited for it. To preface this, I know this is the time of the episode where you just say how my week is, but whatever. Um, to
Oh, I, I,
preface us, uh,
I
to
did, and
preface
then I
us
asked about a
watching,
Legend of Zelda, and then it was gone.
well, to preface us watching this trailer, um, my excitement for this specific project has gone all over the board. In fact, I think because I love graphs, I think I will do a graph of my excitement levels throughout time, just so I was. When it was announced, it was high. Like a scale of 1 to 100, it was 100. Like Mike and Brian were back. I was so excited.
They were excited.
Like they were excited. I couldn't wait. Like, holy crap, they're gonna do it. And also, I wasn't even worried about the quality of it. Not because I have full faith in Mike and Brian, but because I have full faith that Mike and Brian will tell the story they want to tell, no matter how good or bad it is. And I love them as artists, as creators. And so I was really excited to see what their new vision of this world would be. And then time went on. There was like no announcements, and so my excitement was at like a 85. And then they announced we're leaving the project, and my excitement went down to probably a 20 or so. Maybe not, maybe even lower than that, maybe a 15. Yeah, 15, that's a good one. So excitement went down to 15, and then we got casting. I was like, all right, cast looks pretty good. So excitement's at 20. Then we got first images, and excitement's probably at 60. And now we're up to this trailer, and we'll see where my excitement goes from there. I'm not sure it could ever get back to 100 because I'm trying to kind of reconcile with myself. How am I going to enjoy this show? Because it's not Mike and Brian's vision; it's someone else's vision, and it could be an amazing adaptation. But will I always have in the back of my head a what if? Like, what if Mike and Brian stayed, and would it have been as better? Would have been different? And so I need to, hopefully by the time the show comes out, I need to just reconfigure how I'm going to ingest and my expectations for this show. But that's how I am, Sean.
That's great. I hope you also had a nice week.
Looks good.
I was just gonna lobby one minor complaint about the Legend of Zelda movie. Is I'm not. You all know that I don't keep up very well with directors, producers, things like
Mhm.
that. But when I heard on the news show where I took in the news about the Legend of Zelda movie, and then they listed the credentials of some of the people involved, and it was not a very impressive slate like we got for the
That's
Mario
true.
movie. The Mario movie felt like a much more proven
Do you think so?
production team. I thought.
Uh, I
You know,
mean, I had
I trust
no
your
faith in
judgment
the.
more than my own, and the Mario movie turned out to be
Um,
exactly what it needed to be. So, you know,
I don't think the Mario movie is great. I fully agree. It needed to be. It was what it needed to be.
yeah, that's I'm not
My
gonna I'm
kids
not gonna
loved
say
it,
great. I think
and
just it's enjoyable. Probably
yeah,
is where I'll
yeah,
land.
I enjoyed myself.
Yeah,
But the creative team so far behind Legend of Zelda, he directed the Maze Runner movies. and I'm like, all right, whatever, they're
Eh.
fine, I guess. He's also
The first
directing
the first one I
upcoming.
was on board with. The next one I didn't, and then the
I don't
third
think
one
I even.
never.
I don't think I even. I never even.
I don't
I
think
didn't know
third
there
one
was a
ever
third
that
one.
never came out, did it?
I'm
Or it
not sure.
was
There was
maybe
the
third one part two never came out or something
well,
like that.
the main character, the main actor had a not tragic. He just had an accident. I wouldn't say it's tragic. I only say that for fatalities,
Hmm?
um, or loss of appendages. Um,
I don't
but
think that was the reason it didn't come. I think it was strictly financial, and I believe it was the
it
third
could have
book
been. Yeah.
part two movie, and the second and third movies just didn't perform, and frankly, I don't remember them being good. First one I
Yeah.
liked well enough.
Uh, on his slate right now is follow up to Planet of the Apes movies that Matt Reeves did,
Okay,
and so far people who I think the trailer has gotten a lot of good play, and
cool.
so we'll see from that. The trailer,
Okay,
the movie is called Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, so it's a follow up to those films, which
nice.
is a great trilogy of films, the Planet of the Apes films.
I have a higher set of expectations for what a Legend of Zelda movie needs to be narratively.
Dude,
You have much more creative freedom with a kind of a goofy Mario movie in my mind than you do a live
yeah.
action Legend of Zelda movie. So I was a
Do you
little
think
maybe
do you think
disappointed.
they should adapt a specific game, or do you think they should just go off with their own story?
I would want them just to tell their own story, just to make a good movie. I don't recall. Did they say they're doing it off of a game or not?
They
Did
didn't
they?
say anything. They haven't
Okay.
said.
I want them to tell their own story and just to make it good. Uh, the
I'm conflicted. I
the
would probably go with
Zeldaverse is a
Ocarina of
great
Time.
the Zeldaverse is a great universe to just tell your own story.
It
Um,
is. Absolutely agree with that. But Ocarina of Time would be a good one to go with. It's a
and
coming of age story. Have
Ocarina
two
of
different
Time,
people playing the same character.
our age people would go. It's not my favorite. Our age people in general would go crazy for Ocarina of Time movie though. They would love it.
Yeah, and
Um,
then I think after that, you just go with whatever. You could adapt another one, do a new one.
I mean, if it
But
was
that
really
one to
good,
me
just make
sets.
Majora's Mask. I mean, if you did that
Oh
right and it was
gosh, oh
great,
gosh.
then you just do Majora's Mask.
Majora's Mask. It would be like I hate Majora's Mask.
Um, I don't like it either. But
I,
if
I
you
get
had
I get
success with
zero
Ocarina,
enjoyment from that.
I get one enjoyment,
I wouldn't say zero. That's a full statement. Anyway,
one joy unit for me out of Majora's Mask. Out of 10 possible joy units,
I think it's
I
Majora's Mask is very popular. A lot of people love Majora's Mask.
it's the most divisive maybe in the series, other than like the very second game.
Mhm. Mhm.
It's probably the most divisive. I bet, like love or
Yeah.
hate, no in between. There's other games that
Oh,
people are
yeah.
softer on, like just across the board. But as far as like Majora's Mask, like you swear by it and it's so unique and cool and dark, or you hate it because of the stupid time mechanic.
Mhm.
But anyway, I'm very excited, and it is a nice tie-in to have to get to talk about live action Legend of Zelda and live action Avatar: The Last Airbender today. Chris, my excitement index currently it probably follows a similar-ish trajectory as yours, but I'm still only sitting at like a 25, and that
I
is
think,
because I'm so nervous about whatever the reason was that Mike and Bryan left. Uh,
yeah, that's a good point. Thing is, so they could have left for two reasons. They hated the direction the show was going.
that's what I'm nervous
Um,
about.
yes. Or they hated just how micromanaged were by Netflix. So even if one of those two, if it's because they hated the direction they were going, maybe Albert Kim, the showrunner for this show, was like, oh, Mike Bryan had a point. Like, we got to do this and this. Like, maybe Netflix first was like, no, you guys need to make sure this show. So here's this scenario I'm painting in my head. Netflix tells Mike and Bryan, we want you to do this. Like, for example, we want you to make all the characters like upper teenagers and a little bit more sex appeal. And Mike and Bryan's like, we don't like that. We
Netflix
don't
is
like that.
like, what it
And then,
we want you to Netflixify it for our audience in this group,
yeah.
if that
And then Mike
good.
and Bryan's like, we had this idea so much. We hate all this micromanaging so much. We're leaving. And then Albert Kim was like, okay, I guess I can do it. And Netflix is like, man, that thing we told Mike Bryan to do was so bad, they left. Maybe we shouldn't do that. And so then Albert Kim was like, all right, cool. I'll go do kind of what Mike Bryan was going to do anyway. Now, Mike Bryan did say, hey, go and support the show. Like, there's still some people that they worked with that worked on the show. And so maybe something like that happened. Anyway, I don't know.
Your proposed solution just then involved Netflix swallowing its pride, which historically is not how that went down. Listen, hey, you know we've been talking enough though. Let's watch this thing.
Oh man,
I
thing is,
think
I've been waiting all day to watch this. You know how painstaking it was when I was, and it's my fault. I'm the one that suggested that we do a live reaction to this, and so I've been feeling like I'm missing out. Ooh, that felt good.
it was a great
Trust me.
idea though. I'm glad you suggested it.
Okay.
I'm looking forward to watching it live here with you. But yeah, let's do this thing. Let's stop messing around. You ready?
All right.
All right, let's do it.
Time. Time is a
Time.
funny thing.
Heard that
I'm
before.
watching the visual.
The past. The future.
Ooh.
It all gets mixed up. There's only one way to keep it straight.
Ooh.
Oh, okay. Shot looks a little funny, but
Always remember who you are.
this music is good. Ooh, oh, the nice Momo. Okay, dang it. I hate that I'm liking stuff. I shouldn't hate that I'm liking stuff, but
Chris hates that. This is visually extremely impressive. That is my first reaction.
all right, I have to. I know we said we'll rewatch in a little bit, but I did a terrible job watching it that time. Um,
Yeah, I mean,
because I,
you want to hit the replay button right now? Let's do it again.
hell yeah,
Why
we'll
not?
do it. Well, yeah, we'll run it back.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, my gut reaction, my
Yeah.
first thing is just, hey, that
Okay.
looks great.
All right. Wait. Let's count down. Go back. Go back.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, okay.
3, 2, 1.
Time.
Okay, that's closer.
I'm
Time
gonna
is
try
a
to
funny thing.
watch different things than I watched the first time.
The past.
Okay, that's Attack on Airbender. Oh, whoa.
I love how
That
looks.
this shot is freaking great.
That was amazing.
That's
The
a-
ice in the background.
It all gets
This looks
mixed
like
up.
Boss Sing
This
Say.
shot's
Oh, that's definitely Boss Sing Say.
All the big sweeping landscape shots I am in love with.
There's only one way.
Landscape's not the right word. Scene-scape,
Keep it
cinematic
straight.
scape shots.
Kyoshi Warriors looking like Kyoshi Warriors.
Looking
That's
sharp.
cool.
That one maybe not quite
Roku's
as much.
Island.
Still good, not quite as
Always
much.
remember who you are.
Okay, this is where things get hyper. They kept Jeremy Zuckerman's music. Ooh, oh, that's Kai. Okay.
We need to
Azula.
rewatch this section again.
Yeah. I love this music so much.
I do too.
You can tell they added a little bit to it. It's enough to make it seem more cinematic.
To feel like movie music, kinda. I know it's not a movie, but to feel like movie music.
Shawn, I don't curse often.
We have to drop
I don't,
a
but
D-bomb.
and I don't like using the Lord's name in vain. Even though that's probably not technically what when people say, "Oh my God," that's probably not really what they meant by that. But God damn it, Sean,
Always
I love that.
remember who
I really like it. I won't say love. I'll say really like. There's a lot in there to like. Chris, I'm at the part where it gets hyper again, and I'm prepared to hit the pause button a bunch. You interested?
All right, yeah, go.
you are.
Sure.
What scene do we say this is? What's in the background here? Oh, I missed it.
You know,
That's all right. What's he doing here? Fighting somebody in the Earth Kingdom, maybe? Just judging by the wagon in the background.
oh yeah,
Interesting. He looks good. Oh, wow. That's it. We gotta
yeah. So
dwell
that
on this
Agni
for a
Kai
second.
there, they're actually going to show the Agni Kai.
Good. Good.
That's interesting.
This is a great looking. Again, every time they showed like a bigger scene, I was excited. I felt my heart get into it. Let's see a real Agni Kai,
Ooh.
absolutely. Let's see a legit fight.
Okay, so there's a moment where Aang goes in the Avatar state. That I'm sorry, you go where you're at now because that's what people are looking at. Never mind, you keep going. Yeah, the Agni Kai. It's interesting because Zuko's actually. You know what? No, that's definitely. I'm curious here because if this is an Agni Kai between Zuko and Ozai, it looks like Zuko's actually blocking it, trying to. While in the animated show, it was just. Granted, we didn't see it, but I'm imagine from what we do see, Zuko bowing down, kind of looking up. I don't think Zuko makes any type of defensive or offensive maneuver, and this is a defensive maneuver. Um, and so I'm just curious what that dynamic
I'm
does, how that changes things.
I'm predicting that he's more of a he's testing Zuko's strength, right? Instead of a single whiplash to prove a point, he essentially is forcing Zuko. Like if Zuko doesn't stand up to this or try to play some kind of defense, he's literally gonna die. So it's even a more
Mm.
cruel take on Ozai, is my prediction. But just a prediction. Let's keep going. Okay. Oh, I missed it. I want to see the wanted poster of Aang. My pause game is weak. In the ship. It just looks like a random sketch of Aang.
Oh,
How's that
that's
going to help you find him,
yeah,
man?
that's Zuko there,
Yeah, doing his little crazy person stuff in the ship.
and this looks like if I had to guess, episode where, or at least an adaptation of when Iroh and Zuko gets kidnapped and they have to fight off like Earthbender soldiers.
Was that where Iroh's naked in the hot spring?
Yes, that
Awesome.
yeah. Problematic Iroh.
Problematic Iroh. Good looking fire. I'll give it that. At a pause.
Yeah. So
Azula
that's
look
Zula. That's
very.
interesting.
I maintain what I said before. She just looks a little like young and harmless for my taste, which isn't my preferred take on Azula, but that's okay.
Yeah. That yeah, the actress could do a lot. I mean, she's doing I think some good face. I'm all about the eye acting, and I
Yeah,
think it's pretty good here. But yeah, I mean you're all right. She has a little rounder of softer features.
yeah, but and I'm with you. Eyes tell most of the acting story. I feel like. Uh,
Sokka does this is kind of their winter gear, if I had to
mhm.
guess. And at least Sokka's not wearing that same outfit he had before. This does look also a little fancy, but
It looks
it's not as
utilitarian enough.
yeah.
I can get on board with it. I like his necklace. I don't know why.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I
I
don't know. It
do
just kind of
think
pops.
I do think the actress for Katara for some reason is going to steal the show. Like I don't know, I think I just like every image of her. I think she just exudes. It's funny, we didn't hear a single person talk in this trailer. Granted, it's a teaser trailer,
Yeah.
And we'll probably get another one in January if I had to guess.
Seems
Yeah, I'm guessing the
reasonable.
person who was doing the over voice is probably Iroh. Just sounds like some Iroh stuff.
It's got just, old man vibes to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when he says "remember who you are," that's not something people would say to Aang. Remember who you are. It's something people say to Zuko. That's something Iroh would say to Zuko, like "you are a prince." Like remember who you are, type of
Yeah.
deal. So I think it's definitely Iroh.
Seems
Oh,
like a
we see
reasonable
her.
guess.
Katara does have her betrothal necklace.
Yeah,
That's
nice.
cool. Yeah.
Get to see
So
the
this is
tattoos line up in detail.
yeah. So they did a little bit of the M. Night thing. They put more individual details in there. You see that?
Yeah. I dig that. I'm cool with that. Yeah.
Yeah. That was the best thing about that film. Is
That's
the
the
is the
detailed tats,
tattoos,
man. Yeah.
and they
I
did like a
think I
cross
like
between.
I think I like that you can see them in the avatar state, but not normally. I'm kind of down with that.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Um,
Kind of reversal. I'm fine either way with it. I mean, actually, I would rather have the blue arrow tattoo than the one. But I was never like, oh, that's a terrible tattoo. It was just, yeah.
yeah, totally.
I wonder why. Oh, this looks like probably Spirit Oasis when you go into the Avatar
Yeah.
state.
Uh, cool. Oh, that was cool. Huh. I mean, hard to glean much from action scenes and short snippets. Okay,
That's
first
true.
negative thing I had to
Oh
say,
my gosh.
I don't like how Appa
Okay.
or Momo look at all. I don't. I hate it. I
Okay.
always struggle with animals in live action movies.
Well, it's tough. It's
It
tough.
is, but I still hate it. It can be tough, and I can hate all of it. It's okay. It's the first bad thing I have to say so far, but I
He
mean it.
looks. I know this is not a good comparison because okay, as much as I can defend a few things from the M Night movie, Appa and Momo look terrible in those movies.
Yeah, yeah.
Momo looked the worst. Momo looked like some nightmare fuel
And that should
type
be
of
the
stuff.
easiest thing. Like, it's like almost a palpable creature that, like, you could almost, I don't know. He shouldn't be that hard.
Yeah, Momo, because Momo exists in the real world, just not a winged version
Yeah,
of
just
him.
put wings
Lemurs
and ears
exist.
on a lemur. That's it.
Do lemurs not? I guess. Oh yeah, lemurs don't have big
No, they
ears.
kind of just
That's
got
right.
soft round heads, but
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
I want to
Okay.
get to the next scene here. Okay, this looks like some 1980s never-ending story garbage right here. Them
I mean,
riding.
they're clearly on a green screen, but
I
what,
don't.
what?
This a bad looking still right here between I don't like Appa and the green screen vibes. This a rough segment.
I would say this dynamic here of Katara and Aang being in the front having conversations and stuff while
Yeah,
Sokka's in the back, clearly looking disgruntled about something,
yeah.
is capturing that dynamic that they have. Dang it, Sean, I'm getting excited for this film,
No,
for this
you
for this
should
show.
you should be getting excited, Chris. I want to stoke your happiness fire. I love the outfit here. I love the slightly more decorative. Still looks utilitarian, but looks like a nicer one. And you're right. She pops on screen in a really good way. Aang's wearing red and orange robes, and he's not the most interesting thing on this screen.
Mm,
He's wearing bright colored
yeah,
robes, so yeah, it pops. Uh, that age difference. I have to see how
it's
I feel about
noticeable right here.
it.
It is very
Is
noticeable right here.
right here. That could
'Cause
be that's a
I'm
babysitter.
no I'm no Zatara shipper, but Zatara ship is always one of their reasons for not liking the Katang ship is
Yeah.
because there's like a motherly relationship, and
This
I
gonna
mean I
fuel
doubt they
that
would
fire
do
right
that,
here.
but this looks like a 4 year difference
This is a
instead
babysitter
of a
right here. She
2 year
driving him to
difference.
school. Let's put that. And I do like
Thing
Zuko
is
looking
though,
upset in the background.
the, the next season he's gonna grow probably another 3 inches because that's just what teenage
That's
boys
what
do.
kids
She's
do.
probably
Yeah.
done growing, and so it will be interesting dynamic by the time and it might work for the show. By the time the show ends, he will be probably taller than her, and it'll be an interesting thing just to see, just go from this point to this point. I mean, Aang does grow in the comic books. It's interesting when you see the comics, like he's now like taller than Sokka, which is just you just see that growth gradually.
Hmm?
But anyway,
A lot to take away from one scene, but this it's a good still, I think.
I would have liked it. That was one of the first images they released. That's a good team image.
I wouldn't though because I still don't like the green screen or Appa, so I'd have been not fond of
Okay.
that. Listen, Momo looks okay. Still,
He looks as well as he. I don't know how you make it look
he's.
better
I
than him.
don't
I'm
either.
being
I
honest.
always struggle with CGI, real feeling animals in live action. I've always. What do you call it when something breaks immersion?
It's the
Uncanny Valley. Is that what I'm looking for?
yes, in Canada.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what this is
it
doing for
doesn't
me.
really doesn't typically happen with animals. People usually have that feeling with humans.
Yeah,
But
this doing it for me here, man. But that's all right.
what am
Small
I
deal.
doing, February? Love that image.
That is kind of cute. Well, at least I don't have to see
The
Momo's
music
face in
is.
that one.
Oh
You know what?
man,
You're kind of saying it. The
I'm.
music so far is getting me more hyped than basic the music
It
and the cutscenes.
is.
Yeah.
It is definitely, and I'm so happy that oftentimes when people want to like adapt something, they want to put their own spin on it. Like superhero adaptations, people tell fans all the time, just like for Batman, people say all the time, "Well, just do Batman the animated series, but live action." And directors just have a completely not interested in doing that.
Why would
They're
they?
like, "Well,
Like,
no, I
where's
want
my
to."
creative freedom? You know.
Yeah, and I get it, but stuff, but like, and I get that really great directors often have their own vision for things, and I get you want a really great director. You just don't want someone who check boxes and stuff. But so artists are usually not that in tune, not really wanting to just adapt something. But here, sometimes just do the job, just
Uh,
do the work. Jeremy Zuckerman created a beautiful score. Just add on to it, make it a little bit more impactful. I hope this isn't one of those things where like in the trailer they're using Jeremy Zuckerman's score, and then the actual adaptation they don't. That's
oh,
gonna
I'll throw a
piss me off.
fit. I'll throw a
Uh,
fit. Chris, for me, director, that's like a good offensive line. When the offensive line's doing their job well, you're not thinking about the offensive line. You're just like, man, everything's going well for the offense right now. And then when it's going
mhm,
bad, you're like, it's because we had a bad offensive line. That's
very
where
true.
director's at for me. This is a slightly better look at Appa, but I think it just because of the scope of the image. But yeah. Anyway, keep going. Cool saddle
Yeah.
or harness. I don't even know what you would call it. I love the flag here as a little thing, but like I like the emblem and the flag.
Yeah. I also like that they're using the Avatar logo.
Hmm?
They weren't trying to reinvent the wheel, create a whole new Avatar logo and stuff. I'm fine with them recreating the last Airbender logo,
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
the Avatar logo is like to me that's an iconic logo that carries through all the Avatar media and merchandise.
Yeah, it's just a good, consistent. Hey, your eyeball immediately knows what that is. Doesn't have to think about it. I think that's very important. Yeah, my reaction is visually almost everything, in my opinion. Looks great. Music has me hyped. And I like what little you can glean from the characters that we've seen on screen. That's where I'm sitting at right now. Chris,
Yeah.
what's your hype number?
Okay,
What's your hype
so
meter at now?
that's that's a good question. I think so. I was at a 60 before, right before watching this. I was at a 60. I think I'm at an 80, 87. Hype meter at 87. That's that's a freaking great. Wow, an 87. Yeah, okay.
That's
Then
big,
again,
man. That's
I'm
big hype.
fresh. Then again, I'm fresh right off of watching this. there's recency bias, but right
Trailers too.
now,
Like there's not that it's not allowed to affect your hype, but like let's keep this in context. It's a trailer. They are well crafted to do what it's doing for us here, and that's
yeah,
fine.
I think 87. Sure.
I went
Hmm.
from I'll say I went from like a 25 to a 50. I still got a healthy amount of
Yeah.
skepticism, but much feeling really good about what I've seen on screen.
Yeah.
But
Now
yeah,
it was recently rumored or heavily remember that the date was February 22nd, and it is.
that's cool.
And what day is that? I'm gonna take off that day though. Just sit, watch
When
everything.
Netflix makes stuff live, is it like midnight on the East Coast or what's their
Hmm.
I'm very unfamiliar with Netflix.
I want to say it is at mid. It's like West Coast midnight, so like
West
2
Coast
o'clock
minutes.
or something Central. Or
Yeah,
no, 3 o'clock Central.
2 Central probably at that point. 2 a.m. Central.
Yeah, I just take. I won't wake. I won't stay up and watch it. I'll just.
Just wake up the next day and watch it.
Yeah, I'll just wake up the next day and watch. Take out the
That
day,
well, we didn't even say what
binge it
day it is. Maybe
all.
you don't have to take a day off. What day is it?
I would kind of rather take a day. No, I mean it'll come out on a Friday probably.
I'm getting
Or two.
there.
I don't know.
The
Okay.
22nd is a Thursday, so which
Oh, Thursday.
that's not perfect for
Well,
me, but
I'll just take out that Thursday and Friday.
that is
Oh,
not ideal for me personally. But Thursday evenings aren't bad. I will probably maybe I take off
Sean,
every
you know,
Friday.
yeah, I was like, you don't have to have the. I don't know when we're reviewing it, but
Well, I figure, gosh, it's tough, Chris. I would say that if we binge through it all in Thursday and Friday, because how many hours of binging are we talking about here? Probably.
probably 10 hours.
You think a full 10 hours?
Probably nine or 10. Yeah.
Right. So if we binge it all on Thursday, Friday, we record late Friday, and our first recording is sort of the what we're just doing here, but for the whole show, right? And then after that, we go
Mhm.
week by week, episode by episode.
Yes.
That seems. And at some point, there will be another, hopefully, a bigger trailer, and we can do what we did here at
Maybe we
Geeked as
can get
well.
some review copy. No, that
Review.
only works for
Hey, can I get some
that
review
just involves
Netflix for a couple months?
that only involves me like emailing a random lady at Abrams Books, and she's like, "Yeah, sure, I can send that to you."
Also think that people at book publishers are just like happy to have our
Yeah,
business, whereas I don't think that Netflix cares about humans. That's just
that's true.
Chris. Sorry, unrelated. Got me thinking about Colin. I'm not a huge fan of Boy Meets World, but I understand that people are, and the Boy Meets World
Ooh,
stars are coming to the con. That's kind of cool.
so saw that, and for those who came for Avatar, we're probably done
Oh
talking about.
yeah, I was gonna say we
But
could wrap up like in a normal fashion and talk about con stuff. Listen, oh hey, you know what? No, just come. I think we both said good pieces. Come back next week. We're gonna give you our favorite and not favorite things. We're gonna do a more thorough breakdown. Way overthink by like 10 times the length of the trailer, our feelings on the trailer. So we'll do that next week. Now, if you only like Avatar, this is probably a good time for you to step away.
comment what you liked about the trailer and
Please,
stuff,
yeah.
and leave a review, a like, a subscribe,
Whatever
whatever.
whatever form of interaction you're willing to leave us, bells, subscriptions, likes, thumbs up, reviews. Probably missing one or two. Smash those buttons,
But,
Chris. Smash them.
but if you leave a dislike, you better give a reason. Don't come in here leaving dislikes for no reason. Keep that to yourself.
You take your 1-star reviews to Amazon products. It's a 5-star production.
Anyway, Planet City Comic Con coming up. We should be hosting a panel. We probably will be. Like, it'll be done if they don't let us. I got a bunch of. But anyway, but
We
yeah, Castle Boy Miss World will be there.
we already
He's
bought way
talking
too
about
many
Bible.
prizes.
Gosh.
So, Chris, they'd
Ah,
be dumb not to let us, but at the same time, I doubt that there's a person doing those types of panel setups that's like looking back at last year and like, what was successful and what's not, right? So they would be dumb because we've had good attendance and stuff. But I feel like there's not like a
Yeah.
person
Thing is,
like tracking that. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. The thing is, every next year, while they're like asking for like panelists, they they put what we did. They'll be like the first year, right? They'll just be like, "Hey, if you want to do a panel, you do a panel by about this and what, or just if you want to do it for a panel." Then when they call out for panels, like, "If you want to do a panel about trivia, come on." I'm like, "Oh well, who did you get that idea from?" Like, I'm pretty sure we were like only anyway. And then next year it's like, "You want to bring your podcast along?" Because last year we did market ourselves as Avatar Last or Avatar Trivia presented by Avatar Last podcasters, knowing we will be doing an episode. So anyway, they
Absolutely,
should
yeah.
they should approve us for another panel, I would think.
They should, yeah.
But as for the
We
Cowboy Miss World,
we yeah.
Topanga is one of the uh best childhood
Childhood
crushes a boy could
childhood
have.
crushes, yeah,
Uh,
of
I don't even want
people roughly our age.
I don't even want to meet her. I just want to see her. Like, oh,
Is
that's
that worse? That might be worse. I want to talk to her. I just want to look at her.
No, I don't want to wait in line. I don't have anything for her to sign or anything. I would love. No, thing is, I would love to meet her and talk to her and stuff. But it typically, if I learned anything from Stephen Amell, or maybe Stephen was just a jerk, because he can be a jerk to a lot of people, from what I hear, and also to myself, apparently. You can't just meet celebrities if you don't want to buy anything. So I don't even care to try that. Oh, she seems like a much nicer lady.
They all seem like they would like. It'll break my heart if we learn at that con that they're just not decent people. You know?
But I don't think I'm gonna wait in line to meet her. Man, it would be cool to get a picture with her, though. It would be
I
cool to get a picture with her.
it would
Mm.
be.
And also Will Friedle. I love Will Friedle because he is the voice of Batman Beyond, which I love that
I forgot
show.
about that entirely.
I do have stuff that he could sign. I have plenty of stuff that he could sign if I actually want a signature with him. And I would actually might love like a picture with him as well. Hmm. Hmm. Interesting.
Would you settle
Interesting.
for if you will go to their panel, right, and you just walk up
Oh,
front
good.
like you're looking for a seat, and you take a right, and when you take a right, I'll snap a photo of you in front of them. You just be like, and I'll be ready with the camera.
Well, they don't come out
Yeah, you got to be the
until
latecomer.
everyone
You got to
stays
be a little
seated.
awkward about it.
No, I don't like awkwardness.
Uh, I
But
I always hold an unfair. I never liked Boy Meets World, but it's for stupid reasons. I think it's just because my sister loved it so much that like there was no like it's like she used that as an excuse to demand the television for that time frame. I want to say it's
it's
Friday.
TGI. It's
Yeah,
Friday. And TJF is on.
but
It's
then but there
but
was like
Sean,
no
what else were you guys
choice.
watching?
Uh
Yeah, Sean.
was wrestling on at that time? Like I may have wanted to watch WWF on at that same time, and we
Mm,
didn't exactly have a
no,
lot of
not
channels
not Friday
or a lot of
nights.
TVs. Thursday or Friday was wrestling. I want to say Thursday night on UPN
It
was
yeah, it was
WWF.
Thursday.
But like
Thursday. It was Thursday night SmackDown, and then they moved to Fridays, but that wasn't until
later,
years later after SmackDown.
I believe that.
But
Yeah.
ABC had Friday nights on lock. TGIF, that was like that's probably the most successful television block
I
ever.
I love my sister, but I'm going to say this out loud because I know she'll never hear this or listen to this. I love her. She's a really nice person, but she will be dramatic about things just to get like her way in the sense of like, no, Sean, we have to watch this because it's the greatest show of all time. Like she'll exaggerate just so that she can make the decision. You know what I mean? Like very, very, very bossy in that sense, and that always rubbed me the wrong way. I never got a say. And so then vicariously, I'm like, TGIF is dumb because we always got to watch it just because Strainer wants to. So I didn't appreciate it. I'd have to go downstairs to the TV that didn't get any channels and play video games. But
So
listen, I still have respect for obviously a show that our age people probably. I'm gonna say me, roughly the youngest ish, like 30 plus people will probably be stoked to see them at
yeah,
con. Feels like a big poll, a big draw.
yeah. They got a couple of people from like Sons of Anarchy. I am just hoping they get some Avatar cast. It will be about time. Like every year, I'm hoping for Avatar cast. This would be a great year, and
This would be a great
yeah,
year.
I would just love to go to, and then they'll have a
Just
panel.
just our
Boy,
luck,
our whole day would be full.
we'll get the guy writing the
Play,
Roku book. That's what we'll wind up getting. um,
I was trying to think the other night how to make Roku more interesting of a book, and
Chris, we gotta start with Zeta. We gotta tell our
yeah.
own
Oh,
story.
and then stupidly, for that story, I was thinking to myself, does Rozuki Broken Down mean anything in Japan, or we're just making up words? Like, and I couldn't find anything. Like, wonder would Rozu mean anything, or Ken? Like, what if? And I didn't find
Couldn't
anything.
piece it
And I
all
was like,
together.
did
Yeah,
it? It would have been really cool if it was like Fire Spirit.
that
I'd
would
be
have
like,
been amazing.
oh.
Probably more thought than we gave it when we knee jerk invented a name for him on the spot.
Before
Also,
Rozukin is still a great name, I think.
oh, it
He can
it
still go by
fits.
Rozukin, and we could just,
That
I
could
don't know,
be
the Avatar
his
universe.
superhero name or his
Yes, that's what
like
I was trying to come up with, a superhero name.
his buddy's name for him or what. Yeah, something like we could work. We could. What if the Fox Eagle's name is Rozukin? That's kind of sick.
To go. There we go.
Chris, your fire, not Firefox. Your what was it? A fox eagle? A hawk fox?
Fox, Fox Eagle.
Fox eagle.
No, Fox. Yes, Fox
So
Eagle. Yes.
I went to AI that because I'd never used it before. Like obviously I knew what it was, but I'd never used image AI before. I was like, oh, I've been meaning to do that. I'm gonna try to craft something hilarious. And so I did just because I was like Charlie was barking at a squirrel or whatever. I was like, all right, what if a squirrel was a dragon? So I did dragon squirrel, and then I was like knight fighting dragon squirrel, and then I was like, well, I wouldn't fight the dragon squirrel. Charlie would. So I'd be like Charlie, my Labrador Basset Hound mix fighting fire breathing dragon squirrel, and it was fantastic. I had so much fun with my free 15 generative images in the Bing AI image generator. So you inspired that.
Yeah.
Um, Chris, let's cut this one off and we'll
Yeah.
start our next recording where we do our breakdown. If you're still
All
here
right.
for whatever reason, because you like TGIF, presumably, thanks for hanging around, and we'll put all the info in the description as always. And we'll talk to you next week. Thank you.
TGIF. Whatever happened to the D's?
I should go watch
You
it
on
now
the paperboard.
with
Even
like
on TV.
with my grown up, more mature, less sibling influence lens. I should go rewatch it now. I'd probably enjoy it. I'm sure it's an enjoyable program.